It's Wednesday, so it's time for some more weird stuff around the grove. This is our really old lychee tree, planted in 1955, and it was cut back about 6 months ago for the lychee Aranos mite or lychee leaf curl mite treatment. And so anyway, we have a lot of wood that is, I mean, this is a cut that was made 6 months ago. So it's aged a little bit, a little bit of brown. But when we first cut this, and by we I don't mean me, but the guys that were cutting it, it was a very blonde wood, little bit of a yellow tinge. Lychee wood has always been very interesting to me because of its ropey growth habit. And let's see if we can, see a little bit of that here. But it does seem to twist, and it's really a hard wood too. I think it would be really nice for possibly furniture building or something, but very, very heavy wood. And so anyway, this tree used to be huge, and even before the treatment, we had reduced the size quite a bit. Right here are some logs from when we cut this tree way back many years ago, and I just really didn't want to throw them away. For one thing, it looks interesting. It's got like a real interesting growth to it, and I just thought, well, I'm not sure what I'll do with it, but I'll leave it here. And of course, it was in the shade for many of those years. But an interesting thing happened when we started playing with the wood, so let me show that. Oh, by the way, this is one of my favorite pieces. It just looks like, 100-year-old driftwood or something, but that's just the grain. So we took a log like this or this, and we cut it. So this is like the outside. You can see it has that same sort of grain and design or whatever as the log. The other side, this is just from a chainsaw, so it's not smoothed out, but it has turned color because initially when it was cut, it was white with a little bit of yellow. So that's the aged version. And so the first thing we did, we took a log that actually had rot in it and took a cross section. And this, this little, where the rot was, and this is how the grain looks when you sand it and apply. This is 100% organic tung oil that we used. And so anyway, this has got a little dust on it, but sorry about that. But just gorgeous. Look at how those colors are. So then we tried another experiment. And these were, instead of cross cuts, they're longitudinal cuts. And so we have one with polyurethane on it, and I think this was tung oil also. So these pieces were much easier to do because they could run through the planer. So that was sort of our experiment, but just gorgeous how you can see, the grain of the wood and just all the years that this tree has been alive and the different ways the grains are. This is longitudinal, and it looks like it was probably a branch coming out that way. But anyway, I love it. So we'll definitely be experimenting more with that. But the main thing is if you have big trees and you have any interest in doing any sort of woodworking or whatever, when you trim those big trees, put the logs like in the shade somewhere and let them just age for a few years, and then see what the wood is like, because even the mango wood that we cut back years ago has been gorgeous, and we had huge trunks of the mango wood, and I know that there have been a lot of bowls that have been made with it, and it could be a good decoration even. So anyway, there are definitely options for wood. You don't have to send it to the landfill. You don't have to chip it up. Just save it, and you could always use it as a decorative item, or a garden seat, or you could try making something out of it.